In second paper, map is very important, and all the examiners, they check the map question first. This is a habit or weakness of the examiners. They check the map first, then the 30 words written on the entries, and then start from the first question or first page. If this is the normal practice, we have to devote more time to the map question. This is one thing which I am reminding to my students regularly, but only few students are paying time to the map. In second paper, map is really more rewarding. Take care of map. Now, day by day, the attendance is becoming thin. I think there is pressure of PT examination. Before I take a topic for this morning, let me again remind one important thing, that in the mains examination, apart from your knowledge, management of time is most important. It may be paper 1 or paper 2. Generally, students devote more time to paper 1, though paper 2 also carries 250 marks. So the rationalization of time is most important. If there are 18 questions to be attempted, you must think how many minutes we given to short note, each short note, and how many minutes to 15 marks, how many minutes to 20 marks question. If you are doing it judiciously, then you will be able to finish the paper in the given time or 3 hours. This is very important for getting good marks. And in the paper, there may be some short note you are not familiar with. They may be beyond your reach. Never attempt those short notes, because you will not be writing relevant answer, and on irrelevant answer the marks are not given. So what is the use of writing and getting a 0? You can get 0 without writing. Keep this in your mind. Last year there were 2 short notes which were not covered here, and purposely the paper setter used those 2 terms, I think of Whittlesey. No, one was Whittlesey's concept, compage or compage, and second was egg basket topography. So if you don't know, there is no need of writing those short notes, because marks will not be coming. And you know, the UPSC always reminds the examiners in the room where evaluation is done, please read the answer before you give the marks, because the difference of 1 mark may put a candidate above the cut line or below the cut line. So always keep in mind that your answer books are read. All questions are read. Even the most careless professor becomes serious in Dhawalpur house. He tries to read. Unless you write in such a way that writing is not readable. If it is readable, he will go through. If you are committing some mistake, he will not get marks. But if you are writing only 1 or 2 sentences relevant to the topic, you will be getting the marks. So the time which way you were supposed to devote to the short note, use this time for the bigger questions. If there is a question on plate tectonics, tropical cyclone, temperate cyclones, interior of the earth, there are many questions which need more time. Utilize that time in those questions. You will be beating others in those questions. This is simple suggestion to each one of you. Follow, but it is up to you. You may or may not follow it. The teacher has to guide. Therefore, never attempt a question about which you are not very confident. And secondly, try to avoid blunders. The thing which is beyond common sense, which has not been written by the examiner, that should not be written. And never give new knowledge in the answer. New knowledge means which is coming in the magazines, newspapers, latest. Because here examiner who submitted the model answer may not be knowing all those things. And he may take it otherwise. This candidate is over smart, teaching me something which I don't know. Give him less marks. Because evaluation in the mains is always subjective. If it is PT examination, the computer does the checking. And computer is impartial. Either you are getting correct answer or wrong, your total will be accordingly. But when human agency is involved in checking the answer sheet, human agency means professors. They may be biased, and I know they are biased. There are many things which come to their mind while going through the answers. Whether this boy is methodical or not, whether he is giving the structured answer in a methodical way, whether he is documenting his answers with relevant maps and diagrams. Relevant maps and diagrams, not only diagrams, properly labeled diagrams, they matters a lot. And whether he attempted the full paper on only 3 questions out of the 5 questions. All these things should be in your mind. So yesterday I talked about the demographic attributes of Indian population. And the demographic attributes are many. Yesterday I gave you demographic attribute is a comprehensive term. It includes birth rate, death rate, growth rate. These 3 are known as the basic statistics of population. Basic characteristics of population. That is, they are also technically known as the vital statistics. The vital statistics are birth rate, death rate and growth rate. These 3. If there is a question on the vital statistics of population, you have to confine yourself only to birth rate, death rate and growth rate of population. And for giving complete answer of 15 marks or 10 marks, you start from 1901. What was the birth rate in 1901? What was the death rate in 1901? And what was the growth rate? Then take the position after partition in 1951, because every data cannot be remembered. After 1901, what was the birth rate, death rate and growth rate in 1951? And the third should be 2011, the last census. We have the latest census 2000. If you remember these 3, your answer will be a very good answer. Never try to fabricate data. Never try to give data. Because in the model answer, the data given by the examiner is from the census of India, and that is a reliable data. This is the way how to proceed. But anyhow, there is another topic in your course, that is cultural regions of India. Cultural regions of India, in case this question comes, and it is an important question, and it has not been written by most of the geographers. You give a brief introduction, what is a cultural region, and note down a sentence. The concept of cultural region, was developed by Professor Carl O. Sauer in 1920 in his book in his book The Morphology of Landscape, published in 1920. There is no need of giving a biographic note on Karl Sauer, but for your information, he was the professor and head of the department of Berkeley University, California. So he said, geographers are dividing the world into physiographic divisions on the basis of topography. Some geographers are dividing the world in climatic regions on the basis of climatic data, like Cope and Thornswaite. Some geographers are demarcating the world into agricultural regions, like Whittlesey, others industrial regions, some in resource regions. So there are different types of regions in geography. Why we cannot divide the world on the basis of cultural parameters? Because cultural variations are found all over the world. So he adopted a technique that culture should be the basis for the demarcation of regions in the world. And he divided the world into 12 cultural regions. In detail, there is no need to go. In case it is in the first paper, you can elaborate. But here he gave a passing reference that the concept of cultural region was developed by Karl Sauer. And he said, culture means ethnicity of the people, language of the people, religion of the people, their customs and traditions, their folk dance, folk music, painting, arts. All these things are different in different parts of the world. So we can divide the world on the basis of these cultural parameters. Next sentence after this, Karl Sauer, in India, cultural regions were demarcated by Professor S.M. Ali. Perchance he had been my teacher, he is no more. And he published a book, The Geography of Puranas. Just to help you, let me tell you a few words about this book, Geography of Puranas. Professor Muzaffar S.M. Ali, Sayyid Muzaffar Ali was the full name. He was a professor in Aligarh, and I was doing my MA program at that time. Then he shifted to Sagar University, Madhya Pradesh. In Sagar University, he was professor in head, and a project was given by the Indian Social Science Research to build up the past Puranic cultural geography of India. He invited a team of Sanskrit scholars, many other experts of Vedic literature, and wrote this book. This book is considered as a masterpiece, a classic, though written by a Muslim, but it is a teamwork in which experts from science, Vedic literature have been involved. So in case you are attempting this question, please give this reference. Because all your examiners are familiar with Professor Ali. He is no more, though he was my teacher, but he was a very learned scholar. One sentence, Geography of Puranas. I am sure you will remember this word. Next, Professor A.B. Mukherjee. Professor A.B. Mukherjee from Chandigarh. Professor Kashinath Singh from Varanasi, K.N. Singh, Kashinath. And Professor A. Ahmed all these names are the names of cultural geographers of India. So in one or two sentence mention, they also divided India into cultural regions. Perchance all of them had been member of the UPSC, confidential work, but at present, this fellow has gone, my teacher, all of them are somewhere in the paradise. They are no more. But it does not mean it will not affect your answer. Their students are in the UPSC now. When a evaluator sees that this person, this candidate is writing the name or the contribution of my supervisor, he feels elevated and happy. So therefore, utilize this weakness of the examiner. All these names are the names who did some work in the cultural geography of India. They are well known, and perchance I was associated with each one of them, either as a colleague or as a student. So give their name, not in detail. I have given many details about them, but you just briefly in India. In the Indian cultural geography, these are the names which are appreciated and recognized. Next sentence. I mean, you have to be very precise. There is no need of beating about the bush. Be very precise, because time is very, very limited for you. Only in 18-20 minutes you have to complete 20 marks. The cultural regions of India have been demarcated by Indian cultural geographers on the basis of ethnicity, language, religion, customs, and traditions. The major cultural regions of India may be described briefly as follows. Number one, the Buddhist Ladakhi cultural region. It spreads in the Trans-Himalayan region of J&K. The people belong to the Mongoloid race. The language is Ladakhi. Dash, a modified version of Tibetan language. In each village and urban center, there are gompas, Gompas, and monasteries. As well as